is Leslie from PlaydatesParties.com, and today I want to share with you how to make these super sweet ice cream cone favor bags. Now they are actually really simple to make, and I love that they hold a lot of stuff. They also do double duty, and I love things that do double duty because you can use them as decoration at your party because they've got this cute little ice cream theme going on, and you can use them for the kids to take home their favors. And don't you love it when you've got something that you make once and get two purposes out of it? They are perfect for summer parties, for birthday parties, end of school year or beginning of the new school year get-togethers. The kids love them, and I can't wait to show you how we made them. So let's get started. All right, to start off, we've got these brown paper bags. So I'm going to use this ruler and just take a quick measurement. And if you see there, this bag is 7 and it's a little bit more than 7 3/4 inches wide. So I need to remember that. You need to make sure you measure your bag so that you know exactly how wide you need your ice cream scoop top to be. Next comes the fun part. I'm going to use a fine point black marker, and I'm just going to draw the cone lines on here. Just freehand-handed. Now, I like to start, for some reason it just works better for me, I like to start with the handles facing me, so facing me, and not the other way. It just somehow seems to work better for me. And then very simply, you're just going to just draw just curves. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And don't press too hard, just very lightly. See, I messed that up down at the bottom a little bit. But that's okay. That's fine. Kids don't care. And then you go, and you're going to go the opposite direction. You're going to go from the side. So now I'm going from the side, and I'm going to do the exact same stroke. And it kind of has that little waffle cone look. And then I'm going to give it a couple minutes to dry, and then we're going to go and do the other side. To do the back side, you're going to need to fold it over and press down. Give it a good press, just to flatten it out as much as possible. And again, I'm starting with the handles towards me. You might want to practice on a sheet of white paper just before you start so you can kind of get the feel for it so you don't waste any bags. Now our bag is ready, and it's time for us to move along and cut out our ice cream scoop topper with the Cricut. Now inside the unzipped folder, you will find the PDF file, which has instructions as well as a printable version if you don't have a Cricut to help you cut it. But in this case, we're going to be using the Cricut, and we're going to want to use the SVG file. Now I'm here in Cricut Design Space, and I want to upload the SVG file. We're going to choose Upload Image. We want to choose that SVG file right there, open. You can rename it if you want. You can add tags so you can find it later. That's all up to you. I'm not going to bother with that today. Click Save, and then you need to select it and then Insert Images. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to ungroup everything. Before you make any changes, what you need to start with is you need to select the little squiggly line there and change that from cut to draw. Now if you want to, you can also change the color if you're using a different colored pen. That's up to you. It doesn't really matter. In this case, I'm going to stick with black today. And then you select those two and attach. We're going to repeat that with this other side. If you notice, it's kind of a lopsided ice cream cone, so you need to make sure that you've got two sides so that they match up perfectly on either side of your bag. So we're going to change this again from cut to draw. I'm going to select them both and attach. Now at this point, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. If you're making several bags, because we've already measured our bags, we know that we need the width of our ice cream cone to be at least 8 inches wide. And actually, I recommend that you have an inch on either side of your bag if your bags are this big. Just remember to keep it generally proportionate. So let's check the size. You see it's 9.932 inches wide, which should be great. So that's just less than 2 inches wider than the bag. So I think I'm just going to leave it at this. But obviously, if your bags are smaller, then you can make it smaller. If you're doing 5-inch wide bags, you might want to make it something like 5.5 inches wide. That's totally up to you. Once you've sized your ice cream scoops to fit the width of your bag, then you're going to want to take and select them both and then duplicate them however many times you need to. So for however many favor bags you need. And then from there, you can go and select the color and change it to a different color if you want to. Let's say we want to do this one in blue. Select the scoop, change the color. And that way we know they're already attached, so you don't have to go back and attach over and over and over again. You just duplicate and change it to the colors that you want it. So I'm going to delete these for now because I'm just making one right now. And I think that looks good. We're ready to go make it. Now today, actually, instead of using 12 by 12 paper, I'm going to use 8.5 by 11, which means I'm going to need 2 mats. And this should fit just nicely inside there. And in this case, I'm using light cardstock. And because I have a maker, I'm going to be using the pen in clamp A and the fine point blade in clamp B. Today I'm using my 0.4 tip black pen made by Cricut. And you'll see it has this helpful little arrow to show you which way to put it into the clamp. So we just open up the clamp, put the pen in. There you go. Now, before we unload the ice cream scoop from the mat, I want to make sure that I note that I did give it a few minutes to dry so that this marker line wouldn't smudge when I unload it, because I don't want this marker line here to smudge because it would just make a mess. It would ruin our project, and nobody wants their project ruined. I love it when things come off easily. We have our 2 ice cream scoop sides, and if you see, you put them back to back, and they line up perfectly. Now, this is what you get if you don't do the 2 different sides. You see, they don't line up properly, and that's just gonna be a mess. See, look at that. See that? Right there. And then over here and there. So that's why you need to do 2 different sides. That's why I've got 2 sides in there for you. Now you see here, I've got my bag with the waffle cone marks already drawn on it, and I've got my 2 ice cream cone toppers. The next part's very simple. You just need to glue it onto the bag. We're going to take one of these, and I want to align it just to the point where it's right at the edge. And I just want to make sure that it's going to mostly cover the handle. Now, you're only going to apply a bead of glue. You're only going to apply a bead of glue right along there. You're not going to apply it at the top. And the reason for this is you need the children to be able to reach their hand in and grab the actual handles. And then quickly place that on there. And it's already looking so cute. I love it. And then we flip it over and repeat. And there you have it. Your ice cream cone favor bag is done and ready to fill.